Hello, Blogami, and welcome back to the Blogami podcast. And in tonight's video or episode that you are listening to, either on Apple Podcasts or either on Spotify, we will be talking about the round nine review between our boys back at home against the New Zealand Warriors there, as we have suffocated a heavy defeat against them after having such a great first half, and then we had such a good start to the second half, but then we just gotten a little bit impatient there and just threw some silly passes there and some undisciplined errors there that just cost us the game, and it just and our game plan just collapsed, and it was a typical tra- catastrophe performance towards the end there. So yeah, but before we go into this review, people, if you people haven't, please go and like and share and subscribe to the YouTube channel itself, and make sure to go and follow our pages on Instagram and also on TikTok, and make sure to go and have a listen to us on both Apple Podcasts and also on Spotify, uh, right there. And other than that, let's get into the Parramatta Eels versus New Zealand Warriors round nine review. So as we got over here, people, it was a very defensive start there as Ronald Volcom there. He threw a quick dummy there, and he made a big, huge, clever play there, and he scores against his old club there to make it 4 points to 0, and he makes it look easy there on the left centre edge there. And then pretty much Josh Carr made an error there, and then the Warriors challenged that, and it was led in successfully. And then Talon Da Silva came on there for Riley Smith there. When Riley Smith there, he got knocked off there from from Dalen Wetesny Zeleznak there. Um, just head clashing each other, and Riley Smith there, he did not return to the field there, since he suffocated a failed spectrum there. So yeah, he failed the HA. Talon Da Silva was offside there. Thankfully, CHT made an error there. And then it was pretty much going back and forth. And then Talon Boy there, from the set restart there, threw a close flat pass there to a charging Leka Halasima there as he um, uh, as he uh, as he runs through a small gap there, and he scores a try there, and he levels it up there with Tanner Boyd converted the try there to make it 6 points all. Saxon Price comes on there for Junior Barlow there, and then Josh, um, when he was trying to play the ball there, he was a little bit impatient there, and that pretty much cost us there as Channel Harris Tavita there puts in a very good sharp pass there for Alo Viana Keon per, Pereira there, and he makes it 10 points to 6 there, outpacing Brian Kelly on the right edge. Taylor Boyd does however miss it wide. Dylan Walker comes on there for Luca Moretti, and then Saxon Price there gets a ruck infringement there, with the New Zealand Warriors there getting a set restart. Roger Tuvasek there making a line break there, but also thankfully making a error there with Brian Kelly, with a brain farting moment from him, pushes him in his own in goal there, but thankfully if you were to see him close in the replay there, however, he did redeem himself there to knock on the ball there and to force the ball just off from Roger Tavashek's hand where he had the ball to play it down, but thankfully with enough force there from Brian Kelly where he was about to concede his own try there. He did redeem himself, luckily enough, and yeah, he avoided a another bullet there, and then another set restart there once again with Jared Sutton just making a stupid set restarts there, gives the Warriors there more advantage there, and then Tiane Tuapiki there gets a line break there, and he see the space there with Dalin Watanezi Zilesnak there as he goes over there on the right edge there, but Tanner Boyd does shockingly miss a wide once again. Junior Bowler there comes on there for Jack DeBellin, and Sean Russell makes the error there with Leka Halasima. Adam Pompey was caught in the ruck infringement there once again. A set with another set restart there. Joshua Carr does make a line break there, but unfortunately he didn't have enough room there to get over. And then a set restart there for us, but then Joash does actually knock on the ball there, I think from a poorly timed pass there from Mitchell Moses. I don't really remember on how the play actually went on the right edge there. Or should, yeah, on the right edge. So, yeah. And then Ronald Volkman was offside inside of the 10. And then thankfully the Warriors didn't knock on the ball, but then a minute later, Brian Kelly makes an error there, and then Tanner Boyd puts up the kick bomb there, but then Will Pensini was penalised there for an escort as Tanner Boyd takes the 2, and he converts his side there 16-6 in front, and that was pretty much half time. And then a few little words there from Mitchell Moses and from Dross and from Charad Sutton towards the end of the first half there. And I gotta say, Gerard Sutton absolutely just disgraceful as of always. And in all honestly, I will go into the six agains towards the end, but going into the second half here, people, Eddie Limia Toyava, if I pronounce his last name co- co- correctly, yeah, he made a big impact there for the Warriors there as the utility there was penalised there for a dangerous tackle there, but he did make a huge impact throughout his dummy half runs there. Just just curving through our middle there, finding the gaps as easily as possible. And Will Pearson there gets a line break there with the help with Brian Kelly there from the bomb kick there from the crossfield kick there from Mitchell Moses. Brian Kelly wins the high contested ball there, and once he was tackled, he offloads the ball there to Will Penasini there, and Will Penasini gets over there to make it 10-16, and he gets us back in the game there. And unfortunately, Mitchell Moses does miss a conversion as he is still carrying that injury with him. And yeah, another poor penalty there being made there for being offside there from Sean Russell. And then Tanner Boyd there gets the pulling shot there to make it 18 points to 10. And then a kick bomb there from Channel Harris Vita there, with Joash making an error there, with Dalian Watezi Zeleznak there also make a error there. Luca Moretti comes on there for Dylan Walker with Sam Healy. Sorry, no. So Sam Healy, my bad, was the utilized player who actually made the impact there, exposing our middle defense there, and yeah, just giving the Warriors there some great field position there as well, and yeah, a set restart there from us there, get Saxon Prikes there, the error there, um, yeah, a penalty there from Eddie uh, Lever Mia Toyava there once again there for being offside. Jack DeBellin comes back on there for Saxon Prikes there, which Saxon I thought he was a little bit quiet but I do think that his defense and also some of his runs there were pretty strong. But yeah, look, he didn't really receive the ball that much there, so he wasn't that busy on how he was there in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, a little bit quiet there from Saxon Prikes there. Of course, we haven't really seen him really chase the kicks during dur- during this match. I don't know why. Maybe because the position there and the pressure being put on for Moses there to really just keep in way too deep there for the chasers to really just catch up on the pace of the flow of the ball in the air while just being battered like very high as Mitchell Moses in the first half. I thought his kicking game in the first half was absolutely excellent, but in the second half, was where he threw it all away, not just with the goal kicking, but also with the silly, just cut out passes there. Where I will get to that in a sec there as Ronald Volkman there, coming off from an area there from a Adam Pompey there, as they did check the try there where they thought that Sean Russell did actually touch the ball where he didn't actually gone near it, and yeah, it came off from Pompey's hand there. There was no other contact there from any other Parramatta Eels players there, and Volkman picks up there without juggling it or loosening up there to another Waz play there, and yeah, he places it down before he rolls over in the deadline there. And he makes it 14 points to 18 there. And Moses surprisingly misses a conversion there. And Jackson Ford, he sees a gap there with our middle players there just being very fatigued there, just making the big tackles on the big um, mobile forwards there, and that pretty much just fatigued the four pack there, where Jackson Ford with his strength there and also with his quick run there, he was easily reading our defense there, and he goes in the middle there to make it 22 points to 14. And Tanner Boyd converts the try there to make it 24 points to 14 there. And we all thought that was game over, but of course we did have a couple of chances there where we were trying to get the ball back there, but once again, Gerard Sutton there, just with the stupid six against there, and just with our ruck speed, just not being that quick there. That also didn't help as well, and just with us just being very impatient there, and just trying not to get in the well, well, how can you say like I I wouldn't say that we were like unfit in that. I will say that possibly our mindset was just like getting it out of the zone just a little bit, and that's how we started to lose our heads just a little bit, and that really just cost us the momentum and the lack of per possession there. Once again, as what Jason Rolls did expect the boys to do tonight, which in the first half, yes, we did get a glimpse of a great time per, with our with our possession there, but unfortunately in the second half, with the errors and with the way that we were just not being able to get out of the ruck in our time, and I know that six agains, the new rule and the way that they just set it out, I just don't like it. And I feel like that it does force teams to get even fitter, yes, but at the same time it does cause injuries like how Riley Smith has been, and the rest of our roster has been suffering at the moment. And it's not only just us, but it's also the rest of the teams like your Brisbane Broncos. Who else is there? There's bloody Canberra Raiders, Melbourne Storm as well. You also got bloody a couple of players out. Um, even for who hmm, even for the bloody even for I will say bloody like many other top eight teams that have been affected by this. And yeah, um, going into the game much more. Sorry about that. I just got in the hiccups, so apologies about that. Alo Fiana Kian Pereira has got an AR try there, as he did score a double there, as he loves scoring against us with his past try scoring record against us. And Tanner Boyd has made the conversion there to make it 30 points to 14. And Roger Tavashek there makes a line break there. And he scores there. I don't know why it's showing Ronald Volkman's try there again. I don't know why. Tanner Boyd converts a try there, and that's pretty much game. Well, I mean, it was pretty much game over where Keon, uh, uh, when it was Keon Pereira there, who scored a try there, and that was pretty much game over. So yeah, um, look, I thought they were very impatient, as I say. I thought that some of the players there just really letting us down there. Like Kemwa Tulungi was just very lazy there. I've heard that some people have criticised Luca for being a little bit lazy, and I do have to agree with that. He was a little bit quiet there. However, he did get a couple of good strong runs there, so he was still pretty decent in attack, in my opinion. But I thought that Brian Kelly has really just proved me wrong tonight. Yeah, sure. He had a brain fart moment where he pushed Roger into his own in-goal area, but he still managed to force the ball out. So I will say that Brian Kelly was one of our best players out there tonight. As much as I hate to say that, I think that he is starting to not only show you guys, but also to shut me up for heavily criticizing him the other week. And I have seen some of my people during the Cumberland throw, saying that, well, sorry, mate, Brian Kelly wasn't that good. Well, he set up that try there, and looking by his stats over here, and I know that stats don't always mean crap, but from an eye test today, I thought he did most of the good stuff compared to how he was doing for some of the how you going stuff. So looking at l- looking at the stats over here, he has ran 151 all running meters there, 58 post contact meters there. So that's more than what Joash and also the rest of the back line is also, especially compared to what Josh Okai has been doing, and also Sean Russell. He's made one line break assist, one try assist, three tackle breaks. He's actually played the ball way more faster than what Josh and Will have been playing. So that really just shows his commitment to the team there. Look, I'm not going to take anything away from Josh there. Some of his passes was just a little bit off there with the timing. However, I do feel like that some of his runs with his speed were pretty good. But yeah, Will, he had not a bad start in the first half, but when he got hit down, and he had the HA, that was when things started to really go back down, and he was just back to his usual self on how he performed against the Titans there. So yeah, a little bit off there from Will Pensini, and I do feel like that that when he felt like that he was injured, I think when he got hit, and I don't know who it was, but I think it was one of the Warriors backline players there. I think it was DW said there. I think who belted him, and I think that's when his stamina was just really putting him off, and I think that's where all of his energy was just being sucked out of the life out of him, and he just wasn't playing himself. And I think the conditioning there from Will needs to improve big time. If it really needs to just to run it tough and hard, because we all know that he does have the strength there, but it seems that all of that muscle just isn't that well conditioned enough. Like there's a real big difference when going to the gym and just put on size. Sure thing, okay. We do have to have size against his Warriors team, but size and put on muscle doesn't always mean that you are well conditioned. I think it also depends like on the type of like runs or type of like sessions that they are working on to be well conditioned to face off against this uh, big, mobile, skillful, and fast paced warrior side that can really just slice you left, right, and center there. And I think Will wasn't really well conditionally prepared for what was coming for him, and yeah, he was come up against some backlines there, which, uh, no offense to them, can be very good in attack, but still can have the weak spots in their defenses as well, similar to ours, and they did. But look, I think Will. I think he needs to be a little bit more conditioned, and I don't think that he is going back to his old self on how he was playing against the Titans. I think that big hit just really just turn him off, and yeah, I think that's the only like thing that I can really just sum up about Will for tonight. Sean Russell, um, yeah, look, I thought he was uh, a bit average tonight, and in all honestly, I won't be surprised if Sean Russell does get dropped there for a Raz Nava, because like I don't see the point of continuing to start Sean Russell where he's going to go to the Bears. Also confirmed today, Upper Twindle has officially been announced on the Western Bears Instagram official account that he has signed a 3-year deal, as from the rumor reports were also true, or I'm not sure how long he has been extended for, but I'm pretty sure that he has been signed for 3 years there. And yeah, well, good luck to Upper Trindle. I know that there are still a lot of people being upset about him leaving, and yes, I do have. Where is it? He's a signature. I'm not sure if you can see that. No, no, you can't. There's his signature right there where he has signed his name on my jersey there. Before even being announced to go to the Bears, like how crazy is that life, people? As a Parramatta supporter, supporting this team ever since as a kid, and you get a player uh, from the junior system to get a signature on your jersey, and then next thing you know, they get signed from another club because they can't get any other opportunity in first grade to play at fullback. Sure, you can argue that he can play pretty decently on the wing, but I don't see any other space for him to really play on the wing when you got Araz Nava in there, and you still got Bailey Simonson, where there has been a lot of talks that he might be off contract and that he might have a high chance to maybe going somewhere else, which it it's a 50-50 call. But I think that he will stay loyal to the club himself, but he has been very unlucky with the injuries that has been coming for him. And I don't want to say that he is like a Hayes Dunster 2.0, where he does have that talent there, and I know that Hayes Dunster wasn't really the greatest defensively as well as a backline player. But I do also think that with the strength that Bay Simonson has, I do feel like that we still need to have that type of strength player on the wing for also starting, and just having Brian Kelly maybe as a backup there still, since he can make those big moments there as he did there for Will Penasini there after scoring a try and going off for a HA there. So yeah, um, yeah. It was a great try. Maybe potentially one of the tries of the year. I wouldn't exactly say that Will had the trial of the year just from that moment. But anyways, moving on. Look, Ronald Volkman absolutely just ripped and tear into his former club there, and the footwork and the IQ and the running game and his kicking game was just absolutely just amazing. And sure, a lot of people have been still criticizing his defense in that. Sure, but look, uh, if you compare him to a number six to Jonah Pizzett, and I know that Jonah Pizzett has still sorry. I know that Jonah Pizzett has played good as a number seven in New South Wales Cup today, but unfortunately, he has been signed up to play as a number six to get us in the top eight. And I feel like with Moses in there, not performing that well, I don't think that Mitchell Moses is going to get picked for Origin there. And since he won't be, I don't see Jonah Pizzett getting back into first grade and anytime soon. I think he will be playing reserve grade until in 2027, where he will just F off to the Brisbane Broncos, and that will be their issue at the moment. But I feel like that we have we have stuffed up this deal with Jonah Pizzic, because once Adam Reynolds does retire by the end of this season, since he has officially announced, he will start a halfback there, and I do feel like that the Broncos will go good, because they also have great depth in there now. Still with Thomas Duffy going pretty good for them as well when he made that debut, I believe, against the Bulldogs, or I think it was against the Cowboys, where he was very, very uh, decent there against the Cowboys on his debut. I do believe that's when he did debut. I'm pretty sure, and yeah, there goes adding on to more depth for the Broncos, but for us, it just pulls out it just pulls us into another rubber hole where um we just have these challenges just keep on just pinning us down, and us Parramatta fans are just consistently just continuing just to whinge about the six agains, the injuries, and just how bad the roster and how skinny our forward pack is. And I don't blame you people, because like the Bulldogs a couple of years ago had one of the most skinniest forward packs, I think in 2023, where their forward pack against the Seagulls in round one really just showed a great example where um, having a skinny four pack like that is just going to get you absolutely just nowhere. And this is why, like, I have also like predict us to be out of the top eight. Well, kind of, but like still, like you get what I'm saying. Like our four pack just isn't that well experienced, but also it's not that well big, or could you say maybe it's not that well fit to really just handle like the consistent big contacts there, or from big fellas like James Fisher Harris, Leka Halasima, Jackson Ford, Kurt Capewell, and many more. Like this is why like we really need to make that big recruitment there for Jane Sewer. But a lot of people have been calling out for the lack of recruitment there. And sure, I am in it for the same um, complaint there. But unfortunately, we have to face the fact that during this rebuilding process, you can't always get the right players during mid-season, and I don't think there's going to be any players available during mid-season that are going to come to our club the way that our roster has been brought up with Mark O'Neill. And sure, Mark O'Neill is trying to do his best as he has signed a back row there. That's good. Now go inside. Now go and sign another back line there to really get some great depth there for our team there. But don't just like overflow it with just another oldie there. Like all we're just saying is just get another forward that is going to make our full pack just a little bit much more um, like intimidating by size and by mobility and by keep up the pace with the rock there. Like okay, like I have no issue with Jack tonight. I thought that he did a, pretty good job by tackles and also going some good runs in there, but still he's not that fast enough, and he doesn't have the skills or like offloading abilities there as what our other forwards there like Luca Moretti or even like Kit Kat, Jack Williams, where he's always trying to be aggressive there, um, or or even your Jordan Sam Rani, where he had an absolute fantastic performance there in a New Source Cup there, and I still don't get why Jason Rolls hasn't even put him back there in first grade. I do get that he is coming back from a very suffocating like a few weeks period injury there, but like still like the way that he has improved during preseason there and has also put on some size there, like you could like put him in the centers there, or also in the back row there, instead of just like forcing Charlie Gama just to play in the centers there. Like it really is that simple. Like I really do hope that Jordan Samrani uh, does start for us to replace Sean Russell, and I think that's one of the players that I do think that should consistently just start by moving forward, and just don't do the same thing as what we've done with Dylan Brown when Dylan Brown was announced to go to the Knights for $13 million, and yet we kept on starting him. Where some people like like me and others have kind of regretted let him go, but really like he has let himself go. Where I have still heard people saying that, well, why did Mark O'Neill let him go? Well, because Dylan Brown wanted to go in the first place because of his manager just convincing him just to take the money. And to be honest, like the Knights aren't going that bad. And if I was Dylan Brown, I would call this a big win for me. And look, you can't really blame it on the club for just letting him go. Like it was his own decision. It wasn't the club's decision to really just let him go. He did what he had to do. It what is right for the club, and also for his family there. And look, I know that it's a little bit selfish from him just to not stay loyal to a club that was his childhood. And look, um, can you really blame him just taking the money now and just leaving on how the current state of how Mark O'Neill has just really just stuffed up the for the roster for Mitchell Moses, who has now just gotten to the age where we're a little bit too late to build our quality forward pack, where Nathan Cleary has gone all of his tools in the middle and also in the edge there for that four-peat premiership success there, and yet Mitchell Moses in 2022, he him and Clinton Gufson had the moment to end the drought, and unfortunately they are they are failed and they let him go Isaiah Publi there because of money there, and of course you can argue that the contract system is very broken, but like still like you do have to ask questions still at Mark O'Neill for not splashing big money trying to keep some of those players there. But you can't really argue for him like re-signing like players like Charlie Gimo, because I have seen also in the couple and fro. I won't call out his name, but he also said that, well, why did Mark O'Neill re-sign Charlie Gimo there? Look, man, like Charlie Geimer has really just been so fit there, and he can have some very skillful abilities. He's there, and look, I do feel like that he will start to get a little better. He still plays pretty good in the back row with Jack Williams there and being a very good cover up there for Kit Kat. So I don't know uh, what in your right mind has told you that, well, why did we re-sign Charlie Geimer? Like, bro, like, do you not want us to keep depth in the full pack there? Do you want us to have less? Like, come on, like pick and choose. Like, this is what this is what um rebuilding really just feels like at the moment there. Just being patient and just waiting for the right moment where we have a right consistent roster where Jason Rolls isn't always just rotating players there or just making like late changes all the bloody time. Like I get the late change there, but I don't agree with the late change there with Kilmore Tuolungi there, and I do feel like that Jason Rolls, just criticize him just on one thing that is probably letting this Rustin down at the moment there is just the overthinking and the over consistency of just doing late changes there. Like I don't know why he just doesn't back himself there just to leave the team on how it goes there. Like, if some of the individual plays there are just costing us some big possession there or some big momentum there, or like um, if there are players that do struggle to hold the swings of the momentum coming from the Warriors there, then why not just look into that and just say, look, mate, I don't think you are well conditioned to really be part of Mitchell's team there, or to even stick to the plan. If you're not going to be well conditioned there. And if you're not going to meet up with the standards that are going to get get the right parts of the game plan that are going to win us the game, then unfortunately I might have to drop you, mate, and you might have to improve your game uh, in the regs there. So yeah, it's plain and simple. Like, I don't get how Jason Rolls just doesn't see some of these players and just doesn't really just drop them. Sure, I still believe in him, and I do understand the reasons that he can't always debut like other players or the blow time, and I do agree with him that you can't always debut like every rookie that we have in New South Wales Cup, because then like they don't have the fitness in there, and are they well conditioned to really just go head to head to these type of big experienced forwards that I just mentioned. Like, that's the question and the pressure as well. And yeah, like, those are those are the reasons why that Jason Rolls is just trying to be careful on who he lets the opportunities go for. But yeah, we'll see on how the team selection goes for next week. And yeah, look, there are still a lot of positives to take out from this game, but I do understand the negatives coming out from this game. But look, it's not the end. It's not the end of the world. We do have a chance against the Cowboys there next week in Townsville. And we also got the Melbourne Storm during Magic Round for the third time. And if we can beat the Cowboys, which if we bring in Jordan Sam Riley, which I do think that he will change the game, or even maybe do you risk bringing in T. Brown in there? Maybe. And if so, then if those two do perform very well, replacing Sean Russell there where he can also just cover up there for Charlie Geimer. If he does go off, if he does go off, if he does go off there for a HIA there, if he does get tackled like very heavily there, I know that the Cowboys back line are also very skillful and also fast paced there. So I do think that John Samrani, with the strength and the tackle commitment that he has, I do think that he will cover up that defense there with Josh O'Carr. But maybe do you swap him? Maybe do you swap him around there? Maybe with a Will, or maybe do you replace both Will with a Raz Nava there? But as I said before, I wouldn't necessarily like drop Will Penasini there, since I just feel like that injury just really just putting him down there, and I think the issue is like, do you drop Will? Do you risk putting Araz Nava and just bringing more rookies in our backline there? And do you also bring in T. Cum Brown, where you also have a couple of uh, rookies to really just fill up the our first grade bench there? And yeah, and also another question is, people like, I don't know what really is the right rotation there for Dylan Walker. I just feel like that Dylan Walker hasn't had the same impact as what he has had from last season. And look, Jason Rose has um, like experimented him starting at lock, where it has like gone all right at times, but like I think attacking wise, I think he can get very fatigued there, just playing too many minutes there, especially getting to that age right now. And yeah, do you maybe I don't know. I think with a Riley Smith out, I think that Talon the Silva might actually start at number 9, since this is the second time that Riley Smith has had a injury concern there. I haven't really watched the press conference there, people, but if he is all right, then I do think that Smith will start, and then Talon the Silva, do you maybe from as the 14th there, and maybe do you, yeah, like I I just don't know on what's the right rotation there for Dylan Walker to really bring that big impact with his passes there throughout the middle on how he was just getting our forwards to really just find those gaps there and just really open up the play throughout the middle there, and so on. And this season, I feel like that a couple of our teams have just straight away just got on how Dylan Walker plays his passing game throughout the middle there, and just trying to set up the runs there for the forwards there. But I think since our forward pack is just not that mobile, and it's just a easy target, and um, our forwards just get so tired just very easily there. Like, you do also have to question, are we is our fitness really at the right standard compared to most of the competition forward packs there? And I'm not saying that we are unfit there, but the way that the forwards there that were just getting very fatigued there, and just conceding just some are sloppy and a very open space tries there, where it just we just made it look very easy there, and just made it hard for ourselves there, just to constantly just put in more tackles there, and just to waste up energy there without any ball in possession in in the hands there, and just to not really just to get the combinations going, and to not even try and set up those halves combination there with Mitchell Moses and Ronald Volkman, and yeah, um, just a lot of questions to be asked, and like, look, I know that people will like always whinge, oh well, this player is like crap. Well, what do you expect? This is Mark Neal's fault, and I do get that. But unfortunately, as I said before, there's nothing much that Mark Neal or either bloody bloody Sim Terra or either Jim Saratinos can really do anything about it at the moment. So yeah, I don't really have a answer for you guys, but I do have this: drop Kilmer, put in Araz Nava and Jordan Samranian, and possibly debut Tegan Brown, because I feel like that we have no other choice but to start him now, just to get him prepared against the Melbourne Storm. And if we do have that winning formula uh, uh, going, sorry, uh, uh, starting to roll on away in Townsville, that is going to be a very tough game in very heated conditions up there as well, and also uh, uh, with a poor record up there as well. Are we going to overcome the pressure and the injuries and the tough conditions and in the fast pace and the six agains and the challenges and just many of these questions? Is this team going to consistently overcome many questions going against us at the moment, coming coming from not only from me people, but from many other long time passionate Parramatta fans who have been waiting for this club to break the premiership drought for more than 40 years now, and yeah, um, but uh, but anyways, people, enough with the three to one. Sorry, enough with the whinging there, people. Let's get into the let's get into the 3-1, and yeah. So my 3-1s here, I'm gonna go with Ronald Volkman there, for my man of the match there. Number two, I'm gonna say Brian Kelly. Number one, I'm gonna give it. Let's see what Jack Williams has actually done. So he's made 33 tackles there, missed three. Um, will I give 1 point there to Jack Williams? Hmm. Uh, Actually, well, Junior Bolo was also not that bad. He actually made some big tackle breaks there. To Yeah, look, it's a close one. I will possibly give 1 point there to Jack Williams there, but I also thought once again Jones is still making those uh uh charge hard runs there, and sure, I know that I still see some criticism saying that, well, he is way past it. Why is the club trying to extend him there? Look, I do feel like that he has one more year in himself there, but look, he is trying to um do his best at the age that he is at the moment there, and also with the weight that he has put on, with the muscles that he is trying to stay fit in that. I do feel like that he has tried to throw a little bit much more offloads there. He's only thrown one offload there, and another positive thing about our forward here in attack is that we are starting to bring back the offload strategy for quite a bit, which I really do like to see that, and I hope and hopefully that we can try and work on our offloads just a little bit much more. There were a couple of offloads there, I think from Saxon Price, where he was trying to offload there, where he was about to get tackled in the ground there from Jackson Ford, and I do feel like that's some of the timing of the offloads, and this is one of our major issues, and this is also the one of the reasons why that we are a little bit too scared to make too many offloads as what we used to be. Also, when we made it to the grand final in 2022 and also in 2023, and when we stopped doing that, possibly around 2025 in the start of the Jason Rolls era, is when the offloads just died down, and I am just very happy that we are starting to slowly see the amount of offloads, just trying to keep the attack alive and just keep on flowing, and if we can just keep on just staying positive and just keeping the attack flowing throughout the middle there, and just keep the inside support there while just trying to keep up with some of the players that do want to act as a leader there, like Jack Williams and also Junes. As much as people want to say that he doesn't lead the way, sure, he was a little bit off there against the Seagulls, but I still think that by attacking wise, he is still going good there, and that he is still running hard, and look, he is trying. He is trying his best, and you can't really change too much about him since he is getting old as well. Like you look at other players like Jason Tamalolo, who is trying his best, and he is still going pretty good. And he may not be the fastest, but he is still going pretty good. It's the same thing for Jack DeBellin. It's the same thing for bloody like Jake Trebojevic, and like yeah, they just try their best on the abilities that that, that they have, and look, they are going to have the great moments and the bad moments that can be very greatly committed to the forward pack there, and it's just not. And Bolo is just not one of the only players that do make those commitments. Just trying to face the challenges when getting to that age with the other players that I mentioned there. So yeah, I mean you also got like Tyson Fr- Frizzell. That sure he is getting old, and that the pace of him is just getting a little bit off, but he still shows that strength in him still. So yeah, like I don't really get the criticism of just really hating on Junes, where he has given us like most of great services in that, and I know that sounds very biased in that, just always just talking about how good he was in the past before he was with his change of style of footy, when Chase Rolls came in and just tried to change the whole entire style of the attacking forward pack there. I just feel like that Junior uh, Bolo still just has that oomph in him still, but he doesn't really fully just can't release it due to his age just holding him back, and he really is trying his best. So for anyone who is just really just like just trying to belt out on a Junior Bolo and just saying that it's his fault, um, yeah, I think you should go and check yourself before you wreck yourself. I do understand that he is way past it, but like still, like you can't really always criticize on the commitments that he is trying to do. But I do believe that sooner or later, a year later, he will retire, and yeah, um, So yeah, I think I've been rambling on a little bit too much here, people. So I do apologize if this review was a little bit too ramble on as of usual. We have been going on here for about like a hour, so I don't really do reviews for over a hour. So I do apologize for that, people. If I was talking a little bit too much and just getting a little bit too off the point of things. But yeah, hopefully you people have enjoyed the round nine review with the heavy defeat there against Andrew Webster's was there back at home with apparently also I forgot to mention here, people, apparently some people in the Cumberland Throw will not not the two main hosts like John and Craig in that. I was seeing in their live chats that some of the people have been saying that the Swarm was a bit quiet tonight. Look, to those of the people who are talking crap about the Swarm, I think like where's your support of even showing up to one of these games? Okay, sure. I haven't went to the game today because it's a little bit too hard for me, and I can only go to the games on a Sunday. Sure, but like still like, do you see me like questioning? Oh well, why aren't the para fans like so allowed? Like why blame them when the club is still consistently just freaking playing that recorded parrot chant multiple times, where Craig he also mentioned on the Cumberland Throw that he is sick and tired of it, and I have to agree with him. During the perfect stadium days, like they will still get away with this the club, and I still don't get why that bringing in the swarm just hasn't worked, or either prevented the recorded chance just to finally be ended with. And I know that uh, Parramatta isn't the only club. I know that the Dolphins has this cringy pre-recorded chant also going on, and I do believe that there are many other clubs. I think South Sydney used to have a pre-recorded chant, and I don't think they have it anymore. I think the uh, the Borough does a pretty good job starting their chants there, but I know that the Cowboys fans also where the when the announcer just tries to just call out Cowboys, and then pretty much all of the kids in the crowd uh just likes gets into the chant and just repeats on what the announcer does. Well, why doesn't this club with the announcer there just try and get our fans just to repeat on what he is saying, instead of just throwing a pre-recorded crowd chant from God knows how many years ago that they pre-recorded the chant. So yeah, like this is a brand new era, and yet we are still having a pre-recorded chant. Like I don't see the logic of us still having a pre-recorded retarded chant still being added in during this type of games where it is going where it is going to suck the where it is going to suck the life out of the Parramatta fans, where they are trying to get prepared to chance out any big para chants. And yes, say on what you want about some of the chants that the Swarm just get started, they don't actually work for some of the other long time para fans. are trying to maybe try and get involved or are just fine with it. I just don't know. Like, what do you want the Swarm to like do? Like, what do you want us to do? Uh, because I'm also part of the Swarm as well, and like I try to chant as loud as possible, and like there's even like people saying that there's even people like saying that well, you have a voice, and yes, I do have a voice. Because I want to hear my voice being heard from all around the stadium, not the pre-recorded chant. Like, what's the benefit of that? For the players to keep on moving forward. Like the swarm is there to benefit the players that we want to keep on supporting their backs during tough times, during the injuries, the pressure, the six agains that we have to cop it from all of the retarded referees that we always have to be be brought up with. And yeah, like there's nothing else to really just to add on that people like if you're going to talk crap about the Swarm, then just don't really show up to the game or just don't even like chant at all or just don't even say, "Oh yeah, good game, boys," and just do that because like um where was your voice during the game where you would just sit there and just not being bothered, just not chant with us? Okay, well, sure, there's the pre-recorded chant there, but like that's for you to really just ask the club. I mean, we're just trying to do our job, just to really just out like to out volume the pre-recorded chant it's ourselves. But unfortunately, at the moment, it's not working, and there's not much that we can do. But other than just calling out the club, just to get rid of it. And Craig is trying his best to have talks with the club to get rid of it. But unfortunately, for some weird reason, they just don't listen to him or either us. But anyways, people, I am rambling on way too much here. But if you people have enjoyed this review of the round nine Parramatta Eels and the New Zealand Warriors, um, Super Saturday clash here on a heavy defeat here. Please give it a like, subscribe, and also share it with many other Parramatta fans there in the Balloon Army community itself, and also make sure to follow us on our Instagram and also on TikTok itself, and make sure to have a listen to us on both Apple Podcasts and also on Spotify itself. And as I always say, at the end of every Balloon Garmin podcast, go Para.